Happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome to the Sunshine State's only true sports talk radio show where we focus on the teams and the topics that are important to you, the sports fan, the game heads in the state of Florida. We are game on with Bianchi and Kravitz. I'm Bianchi, Mike Bianchi, sports columnist of the Orlando Sentinel. He is Kravitz, Brandon Kravitz, the hardest working man in sports media, and that man over there is Jaden Grimes, primetime Jaden Grimes, the prodigy of production. Together we are game on. We are coming to you live from Orlando, Tallahassee, Jacksonville, all points in between on the iHeart Radio app, and we want to hear from you throughout the course of the show. You can enter that rage cage, a.k.a. that little red talkback microphone at the top of the page on the iHeart app. Press that, record us a hot take, and we will play the best of those as the show progresses. You can also text us on the Mills Air text line, 50857. Krabs, we got news today.
Big time news, loaded show. We're off early of all days.
Right.
Why can't this happen in July? But we have.
That's okay. I can start drinking early for tonight's big game.
That's right.
Canes Ole Miss, baby.
My first night this week where I've got nothing to do in the evening but kick back, relax, and fall asleep by halftime. I can't wait.
If I start drinking right after the show today, I will be asleep by halftime. So I'm gonna hold off till right before kickoff. 7:30 p.m. kickoff, I believe.
Yeah, nice early start.
Yeah, I like that. All right, let's get to some highlights and headlines. Let's start with the big news of the day. The axe still falling in the NFL, where the Miami Dolphins fired a head coach, Mike McDaniel, today, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers fired their offensive coordinator, Josh Grizzard. Obviously, McDaniel is the big story. It looked as if he might survive, but owner Stephen Ross pulled the plug earlier today. Said Ross, quote, "I have made the decision that our organization is in need of a comprehensive change." Boom. So out goes Mike McDaniel. Kravitz, I'm just going to say it right at the top of the show. I'll make my bold prediction right now. The Dolphins have already locked up John Harbaugh.
Yeah, it does seem like that. This move was most certainly made because of John Harbaugh's availability.
Yeah, but you don't just fire your coach because he's available, right?
The Dolphins would. Yeah. We want you to know this chair is available. Okay? Yeah, I am not at 100%. I'm closer to like mid-70s. Even that's too high. 60% that John Harbaugh will be the next head coach of the Miami Dolphins. Not just the next head coach of the Miami Dolphins. Let's kick it up a level. The next head coach and general manager. Even if that's not officially his title, he will be buying his own groceries, which he was not able to do in Baltimore.
The little Bill Parcells. If I'm gonna, what was the quote?
If I'm going to cook the food, I ought to be able to pick out the groceries.
There you go.
It makes perfect sense because, Mike, it was you that said this quite eloquently. Why else would he choose Miami? What other outside of the fact that it's not, the weather's nice, what other redeeming quality do the Miami Dolphins have over some of the other vacancies? Why would you choose the Dolphins, who are in cap hell, who don't have a solidified quarterback situation, if the only reason is that they are going to give you all the power in the world? And I think Stephen Ross would do that.
I agree. The Orlando Magic, my God, they nearly blew the game against the Brooklyn Nets, but Paolo Banchero saved the day when he took the inbounds pass and put up this shot in overtime.
AB trying to get it in, finds Paolo. Here we go. 3 ball at the horn. Banked in! Paolo banked it in! Paolo banked it in! And the Magic get out of here with a dub! Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness. The win of the season. Victory snatched from the jaws of defeat for your Orlando Magic. And Paolo Banchero, the hero, once more.
Yeah, improbable banked-in buzzer-beating three from the top of the key gave the Magic the 104-103 overtime victory. It was Banchero's fifth game winner of his career, the second of the season. The Magic have had 4 game winners this year. Here's Jamal Mosley talking about Paolo's shot.
To understand they had a foul to give. They blew up the first play. Paolo read it right, took the out route and was able to, hit a heck of a shot. And I think that's big time for him, big time for this group to bounce off of a back-to-back where we didn't play our best basketball last night, but then to come in tonight and scrap the way we needed to.
Krabby Krabs, you're never going to hear me complain about a win, all right? But blowing a 16-point lead to the Nets and then winning on a banked-in three-pointer from the top of the key is like the time long ago I was playing darts in a bar, all right? And I was getting obliterated, all right? Both mentally and at the dartboard, all right? And I threw a drunken behind-the-back shot and hit a bullseye. That's what this was. Sheer luck. Sheer luck.
I could offer a rebuttal, but I'm going to allow Liam Cohen to do it for me.
Guys, real quick. We're not apologizing for wins around.
No, not us. Not us. That was a must-win game. I don't care if it was by hook or by crook that the Magic won that basketball game. You cannot lose back-to-back games against the Wizards and the Nets and take yourself seriously. So I don't care. It was like they ran in and robbed a bank last night. Just get in the car, drive away, and don't talk about it.
Hey, Paolo's shot was only about 2 feet off. Fortunately, it hit the back.
You are allowed to hit the backboard. Tim Duncan made a career out of it.
From about 5 feet away on the side, not from the top of the key.
Are you telling me that a Paolo Banchero 3 at the top of the arc is not the shot that gives you the most confidence? What are you talking about?
Wow.
What a win.
All right, it is go time for the Miami Hurricanes, who take on Ole Miss in the college football playoff semifinal tonight. Here's Miami coach Mario Cristobal and then Ole Miss coach Pete Golding answering the same question. What is their team's state of mind heading into the game?
Well, the best way to say it, and I say this completely with all due respect, it's not really a bowl game, it's a playoff game, right? Start the season with 100-plus teams, and now there's 4. Everybody's banged up. Everybody's hurting. Numbers are down. People have exited. So that's the approach.
Everybody, since a child, dreams of having the opportunity to compete for a national championship. And I think going into seasons, people all want to think, hey, we got a realistic shot at it. And I think normally there's probably about 20 teams that realistically have a real shot at it. But to look one game in the face and be like, all right, I've got 1 week. Yes, I'm tired, just like Coach said. Yes, I'm beat up. Yes, other people are on vacation, but I've got 1 week to where if I can do everything I possibly can do to leave out the my bads and the wish I would have for 1 week to have the opportunity to compete for a championship, who wouldn't do that?
Kravitz, what's the spread on this game?
Miami by 3.
I'm going to tell you right now, all right? I think Miami wins this game by 2 touchdowns. I think Miami is simply going to run over Ole Miss. They ran on Ohio State. They ran on Texas A&M, both teams who have better defenses than Ole Miss. I think Miami, that offensive line, those big running backs that they have are going to steamroll Ole Miss tonight. Free money, free stuff. Miami wins the game. Easily.
All right. I can't get there. I hope they do. I purchased a Miami to win the championship ticket at the start of the season, and I would love to see that come through. I think Ole Miss can hang with Miami in terms of their ability to score, though. So I agree that Miami is going to run up and down the field on Ole Miss. I just think Ole Miss is going to do the same thing to Miami as the game gets going. Trinidad Chambliss is He's an electric quarterback. He's going to convert those third downs that they need late in games. Keewan Lacey, as good as the Miami run game is, I think he's one of the best players on the field tonight. I don't think they're going to be able to completely stop him from doing what he wants to do in this game. As the game gets going, I think it's going to be more up-tempo and high-scoring. That would lean Ole Miss. That's more their style than it is Miami's.
Agreed.
So it just comes down to, can Miami make the critical stop when they need to at the end of this game against an offense? They are not going to be able to stop. This is what Ole Miss does. This is how they got here. They score points. They can put the ball into the end zone. They can cross that goal line. Can Miami stop them for 4 quarters? I don't think they can. But
Texas A&M had a hell of an offense. Ohio State had a hell of an offense. Miami pretty much shut those teams down.
So Texas A&M kind of sputtered at the end of the year, and Ohio State had a quarterback that hadn't proven a damn thing against anybody, and they got shut down by Indiana the week prior. I don't think their offense was overrated. I don't think Ole Miss's offense is overrated. It's what got them here. It's the strength of their team. Ohio State is built on defense this year, not their offense. They just happen to have Jeremiah Smith on their team. I think Ole Miss is going to be able to score. Can Miami hang with them? And can Carson Beck, all of a sudden we're just comfortable with Carson Beck in these big game situations. I'm nervous about Miami tonight. I think they win. I'm just not nearly as confident about it as you are.
So you think
I would take
who are you
Ole Miss,
picking with the spread?
I would take Ole Miss plus the points. My best bet on the game tonight is the first half under 26.5. I don't think there's going to be a lot of points early. I think a lot of scoring will be done late.
And there you have it. Those are your highlights and your headlines.
But don't you worry, Mike. Come tomorrow, we're dusting off some picks for the weekend, okay? This is one I could not get a good feel for, but a lot of great stuff coming up this weekend. Up next, our daily source of motivation and inspiration, plus a load more to get to. We've got news overflowing on the timelines today. Text in 50857. You can rage cage us as well on the iHeart Talkback line. Back in a bit.
Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz. We'll be right back after this.
The Orlando Valkyries, our Valks, the MLV champs, they're back in action for the new year. And if you haven't gone to a match yet, I can't encourage it enough as we venture into a new season. Volleyball has quickly become my son's favorite sport to watch live. I have the Valkyries to thank for creating lifelong family memories with more to come this season. The Valkyries are a premier professional volleyball franchise competing in Major League Volleyball, one of the league's most dynamic and fast-rising teams, and the defending champs. Experience the competition, the innovative in-game presentation, and a deep connection to the Orlando community. Head coach Amy Pauley has this team rolling right now, and this season is a great time to hop on board. The Valkyries are redefining what it means to be a professional sports organization in this town. For ticket and team info, head to provolleyball.com or head to ticketmaster.com and search the Orlando Valkyries, and I'll see you at the next match.
Slow ride this afternoon on Florida's Turnpike southbound between Greenway and Osceola Parkway. There's an accident blocking the left shoulder on Goldenrod Highway 551 southbound as you approach Bates Road. And there's a crash blocking the right lane, Florida's Turnpike northbound past Mineola North Hancock Road. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Katie Wilkins.
This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida.
You can depend on Florida farmers. Our farm is where we live and work. It's where we raise our families and provide for yours. When you shop for Florida-grown fruits and vegetables, look for local. Choose Fresh from Florida, the homegrown brand of Florida farmers.
Okay, team, it's the Bulldog Mike Bianchi, and here's the game plan. Head to Don Mealy Chevrolet in Claremont, your truck headquarters for 50 years. Right now, their Red Tag event brings 0% APR for 36 months on a new Silverado, plus over $13,000 in savings. And if you're looking for something more family-friendly, a new Equinox and Trailblazer also come with 0% APR. Let's break this huddle and get down to Don Mealy Chevrolet before the Red Tags are all gone. Chevy, together, let's drive. What's up, sports fans? It's the Bulldog, Mike Bianchi. For 50 straight seasons, Don Mealy Chevrolet in Claremont has been your truck MVP. And right now, they're putting together a game-winning drive during their Chevy Red Tag event where you can get 0% APR for 36 months on a brand new Silverado and more than $13,000 in savings. Prefer an SUV? Also get 0% APR on a new Equinox and Trailblazer. Better move fast. These red tags don't last. Chevy, together, let's drive.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Here's something most of us don't want to think about, but probably should. Clay Travis and Buck Sexton here for our friend Mike Lester and the team at Talon Wealth Management.
That thing we don't want to talk about is a will. If you don't have one, Mike and his team would like to help you out. They'll start you off with a comprehensive financial plan.
If you are 55 or over and have saved at least $250,000 for retirement, the Talon Comprehensive Financial Plan is complimentary. And when that plan's in hand, you will also receive the gift of a will and trust courtesy of Talon Wealth.
The folks at Talon Wealth are not attorneys, but they work with a group of attorneys who'll provide a will and trust at no charge to you. Reach out at 813-755-5000. 813-755-5000. One more time, that's 813-755-5000. And be sure and tell them that Clay and Buck sent you.
Advisory services offered through Talon Private Wealth, LLC, a SEC-registered investment advisor. The information provided is for educational and informational purposes only and should not be construed as legal, tax, or financial advice.
The new year is a perfect time to refresh your home with Benjamin Moore paint at Tools Ace Hardware. Discover thousands of beautiful Benjamin Moore colors, including the new 2026 color of the year, Silhouette. At Tools Ace Hardware, their knowledgeable associates are ready to help you one-on-one with your next paint project. Rollers, brushes, drop cloths, they have it all. Visit one of Tools Ace Hardware's 14 Central Florida locations or shop online at acehardware.com for convenient in-store pickup or local delivery, even on paint. Tools Ace Hardware, your local helpful place.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband Ryan died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/fast. That's ethos.com/fast.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
We are Orlando's sports leader, broadcasting live from the FM 96.9 The Game studio. Brought to you by the Nickley Group, Orlando's home team. Doing real estate differently. TheNickleyGroup.com.
News has never been so important.
We've got breaking news from Capitol Hill.
And iHeart makes it so easy to stay in the know with 24/7 news on iHeartRadio.
A major breakthrough in medical research.
Live around the clock, so you're never more than 3 minutes away from the stories that matter most.
Extreme weather is impacting millions.
24/7 news, right at your fingertips with the free iHeart app, where you can now make 24/7 news a preset for even quicker access. 24/7 news on iHeartRadio.
Hey, Dad, how do airplanes fly? What's in this box? Is this tree good for climbing? How are babies made? What does this thing do?
Kids are curious about everything, including guns. Talking to them about gun safety in your home is a good first step, but you can do more. Always keep your guns locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Safe gun storage saves lives. Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
Monday, the first round of the NFL playoffs concludes as C.J. Stroud and the Texans meet Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers in a showdown from the Steel City. Kickoff at 7 p.m. Catch every exciting moment of this year's NFL playoffs as it unfolds. Right here on your home for Super Bowl 60. FM 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and streaming on the absolutely free iHeartRadio app.
This is Franz Wagner of the Orlando Magic, and you're listening to the premier sports talk radio show in the state of Florida. Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Welcome back to the show. Game On with Bianchi Kravitz and the Prodigy, Jaden Grimes. You can text in 50857. Hit us up on the Mills Air text line. Also on the iHeart Talkback. We've got a loaded show for you guys today. We're going to have head coach Amy Pauley of the Orlando Valkyries in studio with us, chopping it up. Steve Hogan, CEO of Florida Citrus Sports, with some big news about some incredible events coming to Camping World Stadium. Am I allowed to say what those events are? Is that public information?
Yeah, I think it's out now. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, major soccer matches ahead of the World Cup. And we'll talk about that. The Jaguars coming to town in 2027. A lot of good stuff. I am unreasonably excited for the football weekend, and it really starts tonight. The next 5 days, this is the best 5-day stretch of the entire year if you're a football fan. And if you're listening to us, I imagine that you are.
Well,
best 5 days.
If you count the college football semis.
Of course I count the college football semis. So you've got a massive game tonight, Miami Ole Miss. You've got a massive game tomorrow, Indiana and Oregon. Both games should be awesome. You've got wild card weekend, Saturday, multiple games, Sunday, multiple games, and then dessert, Steelers-Texans. Kind of wish we had saved a game I was a little more excited about for Monday night, but we can't get too picky. It's a phenomenal weekend. It starts tonight.
Although Aaron Rodgers just must be a ratings machine because they put the Ravens Steelers on last Sunday night, even though Seahawks San Francisco was a bigger game.
So it was. I think Rodgers definitely draws a number. I think it has more to do with the Steelers brand than it does Rodgers.
Maybe.
I think if this was Mason Rudolph, they still would have put it on Monday night.
I don't know about that.
Time for our daily coach quote.
This is Jamal Mosley, head coach of the Orlando Magic, and this is your daily coach quote of the day.
Our daily source of inspiration and motivation, and today's is about starting a business. Quote, "It doesn't actually take long to start a business. What takes a long time is becoming the type of person that's willing to do what it takes." Probably Warren Buffett or Mark Cuban. I'm not sure who this quote is actually from, but either way, quite astute. The business part, it really, if you were to start a business, that's not the hard part. You can go on any website, start a logo, come up with an idea, write it down, create a product.
Starting a good business is the hard part.
Well, I think being a good business owner is the hardest part. I think it's the business part. Anybody can do that. Come up with an idea, manufacture it, sell it. I mean, kids, the 5-year-olds have lemonade stands. It's about actually being a good business owner, running a proper business, and being the type of person that can do that is the hardest part. That is the quote. Now,
Sam Walton, who founded Walmart, which is obviously a good business.
I guess. I'm just kidding.
Well,
it was a little joke. Obviously, they've done quite well for themselves.
But Walmart has gotten so. I'm sure when Sam Walton first started it, it was a really great store, all right? But it's gotten so big now. Here's a good example, all right? Over the Christmas holidays, I wanted a electric toothbrush. I was going to buy myself a new electric toothbrush.
Ooh, you wild man.
For Christmas. Yes, all right? So twice I went into Walmart, into the cosmetic pharmacy area there, and they have their electric toothbrushes behind the glass case. You have to get somebody to get a key. 2 times I went in there, rang the button, asked somebody who was working around, "Do you have the key?" "No, but I'll call somebody. Nobody ever came. Like, I waited there like 15 minutes twice, and I never got the electric toothbrush.
Yeah.
That's a business that's become too big.
Yeah, there's a lot of that going on with the big businesses. And
you ever try to find anything in Home Depot?
Oh, the people at Home Depot. I mean, You ask anybody for help at Home Depot, they roll their eyes. They're like, I guess this guy. Like, why don't you know how to do this? Like, I don't know how to panel my house. Thank you.
That's why I like to go to Tools Ace Hardware.
That's right, the helpful place. They actually have it. They have a stand. They have somebody dedicated in the middle of the store that's just there to help you find what you're looking for.
You want to know why? Because Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, man.
Yeah, that's right. And if you happen to be walking through Ace or Home Depot or Walmart and you feel a little rumble in your tummy, you might look behind you and say, do I have this? Is the aisle clear? Do I have the aisle to myself? The text question yesterday, we didn't really get to dig into it. Perhaps that's a positive thing, and maybe this will happen to us again today. Who knows? But what is the worst place to pass gas, or a story of perhaps you letting one go in public and it went awry for those around you? Yesterday was pass gas day, so we figured we'd ask. And don't act like you don't fart, okay? Everybody does it. And according to some reports that I read yesterday, some studies, everybody passes gas somewhere between 11 to 25 times a day. Every human.
I never have to worry about embarrassing situations because of my go-to move. I did it. I traveled during the holidays as well. I was at the airport. I did it a number of times. All right, as I'm it's just you walk and fart at the same time. All right. I call it crop dusting. Many people call it crop dusting. All right. Or a flyby, if you will, if you're at the airport. Yeah. You just walk and leave the fog in your wake, and then you're off, and nobody has any clue who did.
Well, that's easy when there's a lot of people around you, but when you're by yourself, it's kind of obvious.
Even if you're by yourself
in
an aisle walking, if you're just walking away, if somebody's behind you, you just walk a little faster and as you're walking. Yeah. It's awesome.
When I was about 13 years old, I went to orientation. My mom, myself, and my sister went to Florida State. And we were at this big hall, and it was packed, all these new students. And I decided to release a little pressure. But it was one of those where it was not kind to the people around me. My sister was mortified. I thought she was going to drop out of college right there. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Should have used my technique, rolling thunder.
Just start walking in circles. You know what I learned about for the first time? Jaden, you have to start playing the music and shut us up. Come on. What are you doing?
This is phenomenal.
I learned about this for the first time this year. A Thanksgiving tradition that I will be adding moving forward from this year on is called the post-turkey fart walk. After you eat dinner, you go outside and go on a walk. And you pretend like it's because you want to be one with nature, but really it's so that you're not farting in the house. It's called the fart walk. Start adding it to your yearly traditions. Up next, it's even more important than the stuffing. We'll check in with our Fiesta Bowl correspondent, Kurt Kretschmar from Fox Sports Radio, on the way next.
Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
You know, the great teams don't wait until something breaks to make adjustments. They study film, they practice fundamentals, and they stay ahead of problems. Your air conditioning system deserves the same attention, especially in Florida's demanding climate. That's why I rely on Ziegler Air Conditioning's maintenance program. They've been serving Central Florida for 40 years and understand that prevention saves homeowners money and lots of frustration. They service my unit twice a year, keeping it efficient, reliable. They check the system thoroughly. They lubricate it. They check every connection and explain what they're seeing so nothing comes as a surprise. They were just at my house a few weeks ago and shared some helpful tips most companies never even mention. That kind of advice shows they care about long-term system health, not just today's invoice. It's education. It's not upselling. And if something ever goes wrong, I know Ziegler Air Conditioning answers the phone and responds quickly, even on busy holiday weekends. They did it for me several weeks ago. Give them a call, 407-245-8765. That's 407-245-8765. Ziegler Air Conditioning. Don't ever lose your cool.
Your freedom is everything, and the Trey Flynn Law Office is here to preserve it when the stakes are high. Trey is board certified at the state and federal level and is committed to winning and working for you. Trey is a trusted member of the Central Florida community. He's as polished and experienced a lawyer as you will find, and he's got all the stats to back it up. In sports, bad calls change games. In court, they change lives. Call Trey Flynn Law when you need a win in the clutch. 407-557-6350 or visit TreyFlynn.com.
Honey, that flu keeping you up? Did you take NyQuil Intense Flu?
Nah, I got this. Okay, I don't got this.
Yeah, you need NyQuil Intense Flu.
Undo your flu with NyQuil Intense Flu. NyQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms so you can sleep.
You do got this.
NyQuil Intense Flu. The nighttime sniffling, aching fever. Best sleep with the flu medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Orlando Magic basketball lives here on 96.9 The Game, and your Game Day Magic coverage is powered by IBEW Local 606. Proud to serve electrical workers across Central Florida, providing its members with a supportive community, training, valuable benefits, and advancement opportunities. IBEW Local 606 has been powering and serving Central Florida for over 75 years, and they are the dream team for electrical workers across this area. For more info, head to IBEWLocal606.org and go Magic.
Never have I ever called my sister from the finish line of my first marathon.
Hello?
You won't believe where I am.
Are you running?
Mile 26. I'm gonna make it.
Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e with its advanced camera system on us. Plus, 2 lines for just $30 a line.
Guys, I can't believe it.
I knew you could do it, babe.
That was amazing. Mom, how do you feel? I feel great. I can't feel my feet. Let's take a picture, and then you may carry me to the car.
Share every stride, every mile, every memory on America's best network. Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e on us and 2 lines for just $30 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 eligible port-ins on Essentials 55 Plus for well-qualified customers with autopay, plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 128 gigabytes, $599.99 required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
The one and only Monster Jam. See the world's best drivers tear up the dirt in your favorite Monster Jam trucks, like Gravedigger, El Toro Loco, Sparkle Smash, and more. Only at Monster Jam. Brought to you by Morgan & Morgan. Visit MorganMonsterJam.com to save 25% on ticket face value. Courtesy of Morgan & Morgan. Visit website for restrictions and details. Coming to Camping World Stadium this Saturday. Lock in your seats today at MonsterJam.com.
Is your financial advisor offering you up to a 30% upfront bonus? Or are they promising you up to 10% growth per year, all for your retirement income? If not, then you need to come to Trajan Wealth. I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. If you have a plan to retire within the next 10 years, don't wait only to find out it's too late. I've seen hardworking folks like you retire only to be required to go back to work, all because their advisor told them guarantees like these were too good to be true. They're not. That's up to $30,000 upfront or up to $10,000 per year on $100,000, all guaranteed for retirement income. Don't keep working when you're supposed to be retired, and don't let any financial advisor tell you it's too good to be true. Call Trajan today, 407-204-0300. That's 407-204-0300.
Annuities not advisory products. DBA Trajan Wealth Insurance Solutions. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
Reward yourself or someone else with a luxury pre-owned Rolex from International Diamond Center.
They're in pristine condition. Everything's been authenticated.
That's IDC's Brian LeClaire, who scours the world to find the highest quality Rolex timepieces. Immaculate, well cared for, flawless.
You're going to find that the quality and overall condition of the watches looks very much mint, the way that you'd want it. You're not going to see the difference when you shop at IDC between the ones that you'd get at your authorized dealer and what we have here.
And unlike the authorized Rolex dealers, IDC has all the models you want ready for purchase.
You want a Pepsi? We've got it. You want a Batman? We've got it. You want a Sprite? We've got it. You want a Bruce Wayne? We've got it. You want a Submariner All-Gold? We've got it.
Exquisite pre-owned Rolex watches at the best prices you'll find anywhere.
We know what the pricing looks like in the marketplace around us, and we know that we completely obliterate the competition when it comes to the pricing.
Find the Rolex of your dreams today at International Diamond Center, Altamont Springs, Waterford Lakes, and Mall at Millennium.
In sports, you don't win without a game plan, and selling your home is no different. That's why I tell people to call the Nickley Group. They've got an entire team of local market experts who know what's happening in your neighborhood, not just what the national headlines say. If you're thinking about selling, you've got options right now, including a guaranteed offer, no showings, no open houses, close in as little as 14 days. For a guaranteed offer on your home, visit thenicklygroup.com. That's thenicklygroup.com. If you want to buy or sell quickly, just call Nickley.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 80% water, right? It doesn't clean as well.
80% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure, concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Oh, let me make an announcement.
Attention shoppers, if you want a real deal, try Tide Pods.
Stop paying for watered-down detergents. Pay for clean. If it's gotta be clean, it's gotta be Tide Pods. Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent.
Straight Talk presents The Math of More. Here's how it works. When you say yes to more with Straight Talk, you're left with more for all the other good stuff. So getting an unlimited plan starting at just $25 a month equals more savings for your family's weekend adventures. And with a network covered by Verizon, you can share more from wherever you go. It's simple math, really. More equals more with Straight Talk. Available at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Taxes and fees apply. The $25 plan requires a compatible unlocked device and a new line of service. Additional terms apply.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm.
Hey there, Central Florida. Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Laurel Blanchard here with your Thursday night forecast. Mainly clear skies and temperatures cooling down into the low 60s through the overnight tonight, which will mean we're going to be waking up on our Friday morning to some patchy fog. But after that fog clears, it's going to be a beautiful day. Temperatures once again throughout the low 80s with beautiful sunshine. Can't think of a better way to wrap up the work week. Unless it means that beautiful weather is moving right into the weekend, it's going to be another gorgeous day to start off for your Saturday.
The once-a-year sale and clearance is here. Upgrade today with Mattress Firm's quality selection of top brands. Let their sleep experts find the perfect bed to help transform your nights. They make sleep easy.
Friday, the Magic look to defend the kingdom as they welcome the 76ers. Our coverage begins at 6:30 with Magic Tonight. Tip time is 7 p.m. Catch every minute right here on your exclusive home of Magic Basketball. FM 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and streaming on the absolutely free iHeart Radio app.
This is Jalen Suggs of the Orlando Magic. They say it pays to listen to Game On. How much are we talking? Now back to Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
The incredible, undeniably awesome football weekend starts tonight with Miami and Ole Miss. And we've got a reporter on the scene for our iHeart Radio family, from our iHeart Radio family, Fox Sports Radio as well. Kurt Kretschmar joins the show live from the Fiesta Bowl for Miami versus Ole Miss. Kurt, welcome to the show. What's the vibe out there in Glendale?
Well, the vibe is it's freezing. 56 degrees out here. It's been raining on and off. Of course, the roof will be closed, as it is most of the time. I don't know if you remember, Kurt Warner always wanted it closed for the retractable roof. But it's going to be a heavy Ole Miss crowd for a number of reasons.
What would those reasons be, and what do you expect if you had to predict based on what you've seen or heard as far as a crowd split goes between Ole Miss and Miami?
I think it's going to be 60-40. You've got the NCAA is going to have to address some of these geographic distances that the teams are going to have to play. Miami, if they win, they play at home. And Ole Miss has never been here before. Miami's been numerous times, but not this group. And so it's going to be an Ole Miss-friendly crowd, at least 60-40, maybe more, in my opinion. But they'll fill the place, though. There won't be any empty seats.
Kurt, I'm curious. It seems to me with the NFL playoffs cranking up, the NFL firings going on, that these college football semifinals have become sort of an afterthought with the games being played on Thursday and Friday night. Does it feel that way at all to you?
Yeah, I agree. And if they have bad games, then it's even worse. If they have good games, like a couple of the last round, it might be different. But Thursday and Friday, I mean, it kicks off at 5:30 here, 4:30 in the West Coast, and that's kind of tough. And if it's on a weekend, it wouldn't matter. But these are two teams that no one expected.
Yeah, and you're going to be covering the Super Bowl up in San Francisco coming up, and we know what a media zoo that is. I'm wondering, what's the media contingent like in Phoenix for this game?
It's not as much as you would think. It's not like a regular Fiesta Bowl. Miami came out Monday, and Ole Miss came out Tuesday, and we're sitting here on Thursday. So they did the thing where they went to the zoo and had a rhinoceros pick the winner, and the teams went there, but then they practiced at their home sites and had two practices here and did the media day and the head coach's press conference, and that's it.
Back in the 80s and 90s, Miami was they were the dominant bad boys of college football, and everybody hated the Canes. Do you think Miami is still a villain, or are they sort of a Cinderella now?
I think they're a Cinderella, but they've been gaining momentum. The line has gone up to 3.5, mainly because of their defense performance in the playoffs so far. But here's kind of an interesting thing on trends. Miami's never won a Fiesta Bowl. They're 0-4, including 0-2 in national championship games here. Now, you could say history means nothing, but Ole Miss is kind of riding a emotional wave, while Miami has been all business.
Interesting.
Talking to our Fiesta Bowl correspondent from iHeartRadio, Fox Sports Radio, Kurt Kretschmar, on with us. He kind of buried the lead with the zoo story. Who'd the rhino pick?
You know what? I wasn't there and I didn't go, so I apologize. I should have known, but the weather's been pretty bad, so I didn't go out for that.
We'll put production on it. Jaden, if you could find out who the rhino selected, I need to know this information. You live in the content space. What seems to be the lead story going into this matchup? Is it the Lane Kiffin stuff? Is it Cristobal or Carson Beck going up against a team that he's struggled with in the past when he was at Georgia? What seems to be that number one storyline?
It's the two quarterbacks. And you have Carson Beck, who wasn't supposed to be here. Then you have Ferris State's quarterback last year, Trinidad Chambliss. And so that's really the big matchup. Everyone's looking at can Ole Miss score at all against the Miami defense? And can someone who was in a lower division last year lead them to victory? Because essentially he was their number 2 quarterback because of an injury. And he got elevated.
I'm hearing reports that the Rhino picked Ole Miss, by the way.
Chuddy, by the way, is the Rhino's name. Chuddy.
And now we know the Rhino's name. We've done a deep dive into the Rhino. Thank you, Kurt.
Good producer. Cause I know that because that's what I used to do, so I respect that.
You game respects game kind of situation. Last thing for you, from a personal perspective, you're going to the game tonight. What are you looking forward to seeing in terms of this matchup? What are you excited about?
Miami's defense dominating and winning, so then they're playing for the national championship at home on the 19th.
Hey, real quick, what's been you said there's a lot of Ole Miss fans out there. What's sort of been their reaction to the whole Lane Kiffin situation? Is he like persona non grata, even though he's the guy responsible for getting them into the playoff?
I think they have moved on in a lot of ways. They'll boo him when they play next year, but winning cures all ills, and that's what they're looking for to try to get a win. Because the funniest thing I read, I think Lane Kiffin gets a huge bonus if they win and win the national championship. So that's kind of crazy.
Kurt Kretschmar live from the Fiesta Bowl, kind enough to give us his boots on the ground feel of the big game tonight. Thanks so much, Kurt. We appreciate it.
Anytime, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Kurt does a phenomenal job with all the work that he does behind the scenes with Fox Sports Radio. Up next, your text, your talkbacks. We want to hear from you right here on Game On. Don't go anywhere.
Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
I've had a really tough time picking this game tonight between Miami and Ole Miss. Not usually a problem for me, but I'm stuck in the middle. One thing that I will never have a hard time with, though, when it comes to a selection is what AC service I'm going to go with. It's Mills Air every single time, 8 days of the week. The vents, the outdoor unit, the indoor unit, they get everything humming. Mills Air will eliminate any problems that you have. They'll maintain your unit. And they're super friendly and helpful as well. They'll even teach you how to maintain your unit yourself so that you don't need to call upon them as often as you might need to otherwise. Mills Air was voted best in Orlando at Orlando Weekly because nobody does it quite like Mills. Leon runs a tight ship over there. Give him a call. Find out for yourself. 407-277-1159 and online at millsair.com.
All right, guys, let's be honest. Football season hits, and between the wings, the pizza, and a few too many beers, that jersey starts fitting a little bit tighter. Then you swear you'll drop the weight, but no matter what diet you try, nothing sticks. That's why I want to tell you about Florida Center for Hormones and Wellness. These folks are Central Florida's leaders in medical weight loss. This isn't some fad diet or magic powder. It's a doctor-supervised program that combines hormone optimization, nutrition coaching, and yes, those new injectable weight loss medications everyone's talking about. They customize it all for you, and the results are fast. Most guys lose 20 pounds or more in just 6 to 10 weeks, safely. You'll have more energy, better sleep, and honestly, you'll just feel good again. It's time for you to make your fourth quarter comeback. Go to hormonesandwellness.com/bulldog and tell them Mike Bianchi, the Bulldog, sent you. That's hormonesandwellness.com/bulldog.
Heavy delays this afternoon on I-4 eastbound between Orange Blossom Trail and Princeton Street. Lots of company on Florida Turnpike northbound between Clay Wally and Osceola Parkway. And you also will be tapping the brakes. I-4 westbound between the Beach Line and 535. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Katie Wilkins.
This report is sponsored by Taking a Walk Podcast.
I'm Buzz Knight, host of the Taking a Walk Podcast. Step with us into the world of music. I bring you up-close conversations with new and legendary musicians. For one of the best music interview podcasts, listen to Taking a Walk on the iHeart Radio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
The new year is a perfect time to refresh your home with Benjamin Moore paint at Tools Ace Hardware. Discover thousands of beautiful Benjamin Moore colors, including the new 2026 color of the year, Silhouette. At Tools Ace Hardware, their knowledgeable associates are ready to help you one-on-one with your next paint project. Rollers, brushes, drop cloths, they have it all. Visit one of Tools Ace Hardware's 14 Central Florida locations or shop online at acehardware.com for convenient in-store pickup or local delivery, even on paint. Tools Ace Hardware, your local helpful place.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Here's something most of us don't want to think about, but probably should. Clay Travis and Buck Sexton here for our friend Mike Lester and the team at Talon Wealth Management.
That thing we don't want to talk about is a will. If you don't have one, Mike and his team would like to help you out. They'll start you off with a comprehensive financial plan.
If you are 55 or over and have saved at least $250,000 for retirement, the Talon Comprehensive Financial Plan is complimentary. And when that plan's in hand, you will also receive the gift of a will and trust courtesy of Talon Wealth.
The folks at Talon Wealth are not attorneys, but they work with a group of attorneys who'll provide a will and trust at no charge to you
Reach out at 813-755-5000. 813-755-5000. One more time, that's 813-755-5000. And be sure and tell them that Clay and Buck sent you.
Advisory services offered through Talon Private Wealth LLC, a SEC registered investment advisor. The information provided is for educational and informational purposes only and should not be construed as legal, tax, or financial advice.
They won't say it, but after a crash, your car may lose value, even if it's fixed. It's called diminished value, and we know how to go after it. Farah and Farah. It's what we're built for. Call us.
Orlando.
Join us daily on 96.9 The Game for your Embers Only Cigar of the Week. Brought to you by Corona Cigar Company. Luxury cigar lifestyle, fine spirits, and relaxation await at your nearest Corona Cigar. Dr. Phillips, downtown Heathrow, or online at coronacigar.com.
MCA Transportation is Orlando's official game day bus of 96.9 The Game. From school field trips to luxury rides and full-size buses, MCA has delivered top-tier service for over 25 years. Book now at mcatransportation.com.
It's a new year, and Staples has fresh deals to get you fully equipped for 2026, like up to $120 off HP Smart Tank printers. This deal means business, and so do these printers. Shop in-store and online today. Staples, that was easy. Ends January 31st.
Follow The Game on Facebook at 96.9 The Game. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine, accident attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
The free iHeart Radio app is your daily soundtrack with live stations, 24/7 news, sports, and weather, and of course, the most podcasts on the planet. It's easy to see why more and more people are using it. Join the millions who already have it on their smartphone. The free iHeart Radio app, the #1 app for radio.
This is the Beat of Sports.
I do believe that Stephen Ross' age is a factor in this, like I tell you about Jerry Jones. So they have to decide relatively quickly who's the GM, is the coach staying, and collectively then, the voices that matter, are you keeping the quarterback? And are you keeping the quarterback just because the cap number 26? And if the answer is yes, is that the right thing to do? Teams like Denver, they pulled the plug on Russell Wilson pretty quick.
They also know how to draft.
I'm just saying, the way you kind of counter the money that you're going to have to eat on Tua is that you hope to get it right with a cheap veteran and then a rookie that you think can be the guy that you begin to play and hope you live off the rookie contract for a couple years.
So then to play your game, cut Tua, you have a cheap veteran in Zach Wilson, you have a rookie in Quinn Ewers.
I don't know. I think if you're Miami, you'd like to think, what can we get in the draft that may be better than a 7th-round pick?
The Beat of Sports with Mark Daniels. Weekday mornings following the bridge at 9:30 on FM 96.9 The Game, Orlando's sports leader.
I always had to be so good, no one could ignore me. Carve my path with data and drive. But some people only see who I am on paper. The paper ceiling, the limitations from degree screens to stereotypes that are holding back over 70 million stars. Workers skilled through alternative routes rather than a bachelor's degree. It's time for skills to speak for themselves. Find resources for breaking through barriers at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
WYGM Orlando, WJRR HD2, Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human.
This is Anthony Black with the Orlando Magic, and you're locked into Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Welcome back to the show. Game On here on FM 96.9 The Game in Orlando, AM 930 in Saxonville, and FM 96.5 The Spear in Tallahassee. You can also watch us on YouTube. Just search 96.9 The Game, all one word, no spaces, and we will pop right up. And now I have some ad that's playing behind the screen behind me has a mind of its own today. I had some cool coffee shop vibe going on. Now there's an ad playing. I don't know what's going on the screen. Yeah, it's weird. So I find it ironic, Mike, that your counterpart, your doppelganger in Houston yesterday, I was giving him some gruff yesterday to wrap the show. John McClain had retweeted a parody account that said that DJ Lagway committed to Baylor, and then today it actually happened. DJ Lagway did commit to Baylor, so the parody account got it right, and John McClain, who is a reputable reporter in Houston, Doesn't look like an idiot anymore.
Well, it was pretty much understood he was going to go to Baylor. I mean, he was at the Baylor basketball game the other night with Dave Aranda, and they were chanting his "We want DJ, we want DJ." So yeah,
all right.
It wasn't exactly surprising news that he went to Baylor. His dad went to Baylor, I believe.
Right. He also visited Florida State, and he didn't sign there.
Right.
So I mean, it's not it's not official till it's official, but now it's official. DJ Lagway headed to Baylor, and we get to continue to cover DJ because now he's part of the Big 12. So I'm sure UCF plays Baylor next year, and that'll be a big storyline.
Did you see this?
What?
Our text line. We're doing. It was National Pass Your Gas Day yesterday, so our text question continued into the day. The most embarrassing place you've ever passed gas. Somebody just texted in. Actually, fart particles stick to the heat of your body, so the smell tends to stick to you. Is that true?
Huh? I don't know whether or not that's true. I don't think it's entirely true. Just I think a lot of us would be a lot stinkier if we were walked around if that was true.
You know what I've never been able to do, speaking of passing gas? I was married for 22 years, and I've had some other longtime girlfriends, all right? I've never been able to comfortably fart in front of my partner.
That's probably good, though.
Right.
I think it's good to... I think it's disrespectful. If you got to do it, you got to do it. That's one thing. Sometimes the pressure mounts, and you just have to release. And I think when you're in a committed relationship, that's not like a run for the hills situation. You're kind of stuck with this person. You got to get over it, and things happen. Sometimes accidents happen. You got to get past that.
What about in the middle of the night?
So I have been told that I might perform some flatulence in my sleep. And my wife hasn't left me yet, so. And it's not, and if it's involuntary, I feel like that's not on you. Now, if you're sitting there and you're watching TV and you do one of those, like, you make that grimace face and it's like, that's disrespectful to do that. I feel like it's an invasion of personal space if somebody farts around you on purpose.
Right. Or just
go
or without being discreet about it. Right.
Right.
I've been told, by the way, that I snore and fart simultaneously in my sleep.
That's rough. That's a rough pill to swallow for those that date you. Here's a fun. I just Googled fun facts about farts, and this is one that
what?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I believe it says only about 1% of farts smell bad, thanks to sulfur compounds like hydrogen sulfide. That's 1% feels like a pretty low number.
Right.
For flatulence. Jesse checked in on the talkback line. Let's see what Jesse had to say.
Guys, when I was 12 years old, my Aunt Judy brought me to Disney World. How sweet of her. And we were walking somewhere, and she farted, and she coughed at the same time because she was trying to cover it up. I said, Aunt Judy, I heard you fart. You farted. She was like, no, I didn't. But man, she did a pretty good job trying to cover it up. But I knew she farted, and I called her out, even though she took me to Disney World.
That's a good move.
The cough cover up, classic.
Yeah,
that's as old as
move.
That's as old as time itself.
That's sort of like being in the public stall in the bathroom and you flush the toilet before you.
That's great, classic. That's a pros. That's a sharp move. That's a pros move right there. So many more questions about this, but unfortunately we got to kick it over to Fox Sports Radio. Judy, that was you, wasn't it? Back in 60.
Quit eating those big turkey legs, Judy.
Live, local, in your face, and bald. Very bald. Let's send you to the studio for the premier afternoon sports show in the state of Florida. Game On with Mike Bianchi and Brandon Kravitz.
Welcome back to Game On, coming to you live from Orlando, Jacksonville, Tallahassee, everywhere in the world on the World Wide Web. We appreciate all of our listeners. Keep those texts coming in, 50857. Also, the talkbacks on the iHeart Radio talkback line. We like to call it the Rage Cage. Aunt Judy's probably raging today if she heard that last talkback we had. Embarrassing Judy like that.
That wasn't me, Jesse. That was Mickey Mouse. Okay?
Wow.
Can you, if you really think about the gravity of the just the total sheer volume of gas that is passed at Disney World every day, it's kind of enough to make your head spin. But anyway, let's talk about the Dolphins.
The Miami Dolphins pulled the plug today on Mike McDaniel, their head coach. Everybody assumed, even Mike McDaniel, I think, assumed that he was going to remain as the coach. His season-ending press conference, he said he was going to be involved in the GM search for the team's new GM, and boom. He's out as the head coach. Stephen Ross, the owner, said, quote, "I made the decision that our organization is in need of a comprehensive change." Now, Mike McDaniel, obviously, the only reason they would have kept him is because he's considered somewhat of an offensive savant, an offensive genius, if you will. In fact, Dan Orlovsky, the ESPN talking head NFL analyst, here's what he said after McDaniel was fired today.
Mike McDaniel becomes the best available offensive coach in football. And if you're a team that is looking to hire a new offensive coach and coordinator, or there's a head coach offering or opening, you should attach yourself to Mike McDaniel. Because if he goes to New York, you're going to watch Jackson Dart take off. If he goes to Atlanta, you're going to watch a young quarterback or Kirk Cousins play at a high level. Mike McDaniel becomes the most desired offensive coach available in the NFL.
I wonder if Mike McDaniel, forget about being an offensive coordinator, I wonder if Mike McDaniel will get another head coaching job someday. I think he might. I think he could rebound from this.
Yeah, big time. And offensive coaches are always going to be given second and third opportunities if they continue to excel. Look no further than Lane Kiffin. Look no further than Josh McDaniels. These guys are allowed to fail over and over again. If then they parachute back down to coordinatorship and then excel there, there's always going to be somebody that gives them an opportunity to say, ooh, you can be the one that fixes this quarterback or this offense. But he's got to drop down a peg. There's no way. I would put it at a 1% chance that he lands another head coaching job right now.
Yeah, not right now, but I don't remember who I was reading or who said it, but it was when it appeared that the Dolphins were going to keep Mike McDaniel, and some insider said Stephen Ross has been told, hey, Mike McDaniel will be a star in his next head coaching job. And Stephen Ross was like, well, if he's going to be a star at his next head coaching job, maybe we should just keep him a little while longer and see if he can change right here.
Well, there's a great idea. See, the Dolphins had Nick Saban under their wing. They had Dan Campbell, Todd Bowles. They've let a lot of good coaches go.
Yeah. But obviously the speculation is that something happened between Monday and Tuesday and today for the Dolphins to fire Mike McDaniel, and we all know what that was. John Harbaugh got fired by the Ravens. The Dolphins, according to Jeff Darlington, I'm reading this ESPN story, Jeff Darlington, obviously, very connected down in South Florida. He says the Dolphins have not contacted John Harbaugh. yet. I don't know if I believe that. I would think. I just have this sneaking suspicion that the Dolphins already have the guy tied up, Kravitz.
I have a hard time believing they've tied him up that quickly. This is a really fast turnaround to be able to do that, but I do think they're going to offer him the moon, the sun, and the stars in order for him to come to South Florida. It was no secret that Stephen Ross wanted Jim Harbaugh, that he wanted Sean Payton. He's clearly got an affinity for proven NFL coaches. Why wouldn't you? I mean, that's a fine affinity to have. But I think he's going to offer him everything. John Harbaugh was in an organization where he had say, but they have structured leadership in Baltimore. And I think everybody that gets drunk with their own ego eventually wants to be able to call the shots or have a relationship where you can basically tell somebody else what to do with their job. And I think the Dolphins will offer him that, no doubt, that John Harbaugh, if he goes to Miami, just know, whether it's reported or not, that he's got all the power in the world there.
Yeah, and here's the other thing. I mean, how old's John Harbaugh? Like 63 years old? What is it?
I don't know. You know, he has aged so well. It's he's 63. But he's a young 63.
Yeah, and not that 63 is too old to be a great head coach, but I'm the Dolphins are to me, as I said yesterday, and as you sort of reiterated earlier in the show, why would he take the Dolphins job? There are a lot of good, not great jobs, but there are a lot of decent jobs out there if you're Harbaugh. And Jim Harbaugh has said, I hope he goes to the NFC. So why wouldn't he take the Giants job, for instance? I mean,
the Giants. The Giants have had their own issues as far as being a buttoned-up organization. They've masked that by a couple of improbable Super Bowl runs. To me, the best job that's available right now, other than the Baltimore Ravens job, which obviously he's not going to get, is the Atlanta Falcons job. They have a roster that feels like it is pretty turnkey as far as being able to be successful immediately, a quarterback that might still be really good. They've got talent everywhere, and I don't think they're in a bad cap situation. So they all their best players are young. When you think of Drake London and Bijan Robinson, and they've spent money on the defense recently, that feels like the job. If I'm Harbaugh, I just go down to Atlanta and take over the Falcons job. And you can, and again, you're in the NFC South, win that division, no problem.
I'll go back to this. I don't think the Miami Dolphins would have made a change unless they thought that they have a damn good chance of getting John Harbaugh, or they know they're getting John Harbaugh. Now, obviously, they're not going to come right out and say, yeah, we want John Harbaugh, because of, they have to go through the process, the Rooney Rule, all of that stuff. You can't just go hire the first guy out there. You have to do have your list of candidates, have your Rooney Rule candidates as well, and go through that process. I just think Stephen Ross, I mean, at 83 years old or however old he is, I think he was going to keep Mike McDaniel until John Harbaugh became available. And now that he's available, I mean, Stephen Ross is a big time businessman. Certainly, he knows he's not so dumb as to just fire the coach he was going to keep just on the whim that John Harbaugh is going to come there.
But he was probably on the fence with Mike McDaniel anyway. So he might be looking at this saying, well, now that John Harbaugh is available, I would like him the most. But also, if we don't land him, I'm comfortable with option B, C, and D. And if that means that we don't have Mike McDaniel as our coach anymore, I'm just not that broken up about it. I think that that's the most likely scenario. If they're going to restructure things and they need that leader of men, there are other options out there they can go after. Brian Flores, probably not. They've already traveled down that path. But Jesse Minter is the defensive coach for the L.A. Chargers. He's going to be one of those guys that's highly sought after. Kevin Stefanski is now available. He has proven with multiple Coach of the Year wins that he can lead an organization to decent things. So there are other guys out there that they could potentially go after. And let's also not forget, if the Steelers get blasted on Monday night, Mike Tomlin might be out of a job too. And there are going to be multiple options. Mike McCarthy's still out there if that's somebody that pleases you. I don't know why he's still a candidate at this point, but he is. I think that there's a chance that they said, we hope to get Harbaugh, but if we don't land the big fish, we're okay with the smaller fish. We just need a change.
By the way, the Bucs fired their offensive coordinator, Josh Grizzard. Did you see what else was in this Bucs story? According to Jeremy Fowler, the Bucs are also discussing the possibility of making Todd Bowles, hire a defensive coordinator.
Oh, God, that's the kiss of death.
Right?
When the coach has to hire someone to do their job.
Right.
Just fire the guy. Just let him off the hook. You clearly don't want him anymore. That is the biggest kiss of death in all of coaching.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting
That
to
is
see what happens.
that is the equivalent to, hey, Billy, you might want to hire a play caller. Just let me go. Just let me go. Up next, for some reason, we have decided that it's Jaden's turn to go back to school. Our producer delivers the takes. Bianchi and I deliver the grades. 2 teachers for the price of 1 on the way next.
Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz. We'll be right back after this.
This is the Bulldog, Mike Bianchi. We all know what Florida weather is like most of the time. Now, lately it's been a little cool, but Florida weather is about long, grueling heat, humidity, storms, and Renewal by Andersen's Acclaim Impact windows are built for all of it. Twice as strong as vinyl, Fibrex impact resistant windows are unbelievable. Energy efficiency, long-term durability, and now is the time to upgrade because of their Happy Renewal Year sale. Buy 1 window or patio door, get the second 40% off plus 0 down, 0 payments, 0 interest for 1 year. How good is that? These windows don't warp, they don't crack, and they're tested in extreme condition. Trust America's most trusted replacement window team. I mean, these guys replace windows, these builder-grade windows all the time. Why? Because theirs are built to last. Whether you're in Central Florida, the Gulf Coast, or up in Jacksonville, visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free in-home consultation. That's bestwindowsflorida.com, license number CGC 1527613, Renewal by Andersen, where comfort meets savings.
Prediction markets have absolutely flooded the betting landscape, but no one's doing it better and more above board than Better Edge. The question that you have to ask yourself if you're interested in taking sports betting to that next level is this: do I want whatever lines and odds are offered to me in the first place I look, or do I want the best of the number? If you answered the second one, you're off to a good start. If you head to betteredge.com or download the app, then you're halfway home to becoming a winning sports bettor. Greg and James run a tight ship. They are disruptors to the industry, and they're game heads just like you. So come and bet with me and some of the sharpest sharps around over on Better Edge. Test your knowledge and make a profit off of all that wealth of information you have trapped inside of your head. Better Edge lets you put the power back in your hands as a sports fan. Sign up for the first time. You'll get $20 on the house. Just use the promo code BeatBrandon at sign up. That's promo code BeatBrandon at betteredge.com or on the Better Edge app.
Roadway's getting busy now. Stop-and-go traffic on Florida's Turnpike southbound between Greenway and Osceola Parkway. Sluggish on I-4 westbound between the Beach Line and 535, and tapping on the brakes. I-4 eastbound between Osceola Parkway and 535. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Katie Wilkins.
This report is sponsored by the White House Briefing Room podcast with John Decker.
I'm John Decker. Join me weekdays for 15 minutes of no-spin White House coverage straight from the press briefing room. Subscribe now to the White House Briefing Room on the iHeart Radio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
When you've been in a crash and your mind's racing.
When you've fallen in a store and are blaming yourself.
When you've been hurt at work and don't know what to do.
You know who to call. Farah and Farah, Orlando.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
We finally switched to T-Mobile because with them, we can be connected here and there.
Let's watch a movie.
And we have Netflix included to enjoy our favorite shows and movies.
¿Qué tal está? Bacanísima, pero ya la vi.
Now the hard part is getting them to agree on a movie.
Switch today and get the new Samsung Galaxy S25 Plus with Galaxy AI, all on America's best network. Visit a store, T-Mobile.com, or call 1-800-T-Mobile.
Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla. Speed Test Intelligence Data 2H 2025. Receive Netflix standard with ads on us with qualifying plans.
The playoffs start this weekend, and now you can trade on football legally in Florida on Kalshi. Right now, Jacksonville is trading at 50% to beat Buffalo. That means a $100 trade pays out $200 with a win. On Kalshi, you're trading against peers in a live market, meaning there's no house. And as the odds change, you can buy in and out of your position all game long. For a limited time, download the Kalshi app and use code iHeart to get $20 when you trade $100. Kalshi. Kalshi. Trade on anything.
What's up, sports fans? It's the Bulldog, Mike Bianchi. For 50 straight seasons, Don Mealy Chevrolet in Claremont has been your truck MVP. And right now, they're putting together a game-winning drive during their Chevy Red Tag event where you can get 0% APR for 36 months on a brand new Silverado and more than $13,000 in savings. Prefer an SUV? Also get 0% APR on a new Equinox and Trailblazer. Better move fast. These red tags don't last. Chevy, together, let's drive.
With the new IHOP value menu, $6 is all it takes to go to your happy place, where stacks of pancakes with bacon and eggs are just $6 every day. French toast, sausage, and eggs are, you guessed it, $6. And fluffy omelets come with a side of pancakes and only cost $6. Go to your happy plates every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations. Available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
We are Orlando's sports leader. Broadcasting live from the FM 96.9 The Game studio. Brought to you by the Nickley Group. Orlando's home team. Doing real estate differently. TheNickleyGroup.com.
Member Week is here for pros at Lowe's. Get up to 40% off hundreds of items from tools and paint to kitchen and bath and more. Just in time to stock up for this year's jobs. Plus, earn 5 times the points on an eligible purchase. Shop member deals in-store and online from January 8th through the 14th. Still not a member? Join for free today. Lowe's. We help, you save. Point boosters subject to exclusions and more terms apply. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Visit Lowe's.com/terms for details. Subject to change.
Straight Talk presents The Math of More. Here's how it works. When you say yes to more with Straight Talk, you're left with more for all the other good stuff. So getting an unlimited plan starting at just $25 a month equals more savings for your family's weekend adventures. And with a network covered by Verizon, you can share more from wherever you go. It's simple math, really. More equals more with Straight Talk. Available at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Taxes and fees apply. The $25 plan requires a compatible unlocked device and a new line of service. Additional terms apply.
Friday, the Magic look to defend the kingdom as they welcome the 76ers. Our coverage begins at 6:30 with Magic Tonight. Tip time is 7 p.m. Catch every minute right here on your exclusive home of Magic basketball. FM 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and streaming on the absolutely free iHeart Radio app.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
Learning new things comes with age.
My mom, she started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Sunday, UCF Hoops is on the game as they square off with rival Cincinnati. With coverage beginning at 4:30. Tip time is 5 p.m. Catch every minute right here on your exclusive home of UCF Sports. FM 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and streaming on the absolutely free iHeart Radio app. Bianchi and Kravitz better grab their pen and paper because they're headed to school. It's time to grade the tape.
Grade the Take, brought to you by Mills Air, my go-to source for AC repair. Mills Air has saved me countless times. With approved credit, they make it easy and painless to get a new system today. MillsAir.com. We're doing things differently. New year, new us. And our producer has been crushing it since we started this show in August. And you know, it is high time that we give him some consistent airtime. We're going to do that in this segment right here. Grade the Take is now being delivered by the prodigy of production, Jaden Grimes, and I have gone from student to teacher, and Bianchi is now Professor Emeritus.
There we go.
Hit the music.
Hit the music. I'm the host.
Oh, you hit the music? Okay, got it. All right, go ahead, buddy.
We're going to start with the Orlando Magic. Paulo had a huge game winner last night. It was fun to watch. It was very exciting. But the game should have never been that close to begin with. It's the Brooklyn Nets. Outside of Michael Porter Jr., there was no scoring on that team. Magic fans should be very, very concerned with the defensive effort still on this Magic roster.
Go ahead, Mike. You are Professor Emeritus.
Well, that's. I don't think that's a very hot take, quite frankly. The Magic have gone from one of the best defensive teams in the league to middle of the pack here over the last few weeks. So it's not a very hot take, but it's certainly accurate. I'm going to give that a D as far as temperature, an A as far as accuracy. So I'll give that a C. I'll give that a C.
Yeah, I think it's I think that's right about where that take should be. I mean, the offense to me is still the bigger issue. The defense is going to be corrected by getting your two best defenders back in the starting lineup. Franz Wagner and Jalen Suggs not being in there is the biggest problem. And if the defense still suffers when those guys are out there, then okay. The Nets only scored 103 points last night. The Magic need to, and they had an extra quarter or an extra 5 minutes to do it. The Magic need to figure out how to stop turning the ball over, and this over-reliance on threes, which they're not good at shooting, it makes me want to rip my non-existing hair out.
All right, we're starting off slow. You got to build up the heat a little bit. Former Florida Gators quarterback DJ Lagway has committed to Baylor. He's going to be a Bear. With a fresh start, a whole new system, a whole new jersey, uniform, stadium, he's going to finish the 2026 season as a Heisman winner.
Oh, God.
Can I give that an F? Failing grade.
I don't know if you can give that an F because as far as heat goes, that's a hot take.
Well, listen,
that's
over
an
here,
A plus as far as heat goes, Krabs.
Well, listen, it's an
F. It's an A plus.
It's not grade the heat of the take. It's heat and quality. That is
right.
That's awful. That's an F. You get an F. You got to repeat the class.
I'll give him a D. I'll give him a D on that because, I mean, he did come out of the box firing with a hot take there. He deserves some credit for that. But, yeah, accuracy-wise, that's an F minus minus minus. I mean, first, he's going to be playing at Baylor. I mean, Baylor's coach is fighting for his job just like Billy Napier was fighting for his job with DJ Lagway. So, no, he's not going to be winning any Heisman trophies.
I feel like we gave our student a test, handed him the Scantron, and he just drew an actual Christmas tree. It's a lovely drawing, but that was not the task. No. F.
That's a hot take.
It's hot. It just stinks.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's a hot, stinky take.
With Trae Young getting traded to the Washington Wizards out of all places, this might be the last stop for Trae Young. It doesn't seem anyone really wants that defensive liability on his roster. Washington Wizards will be the last team Trae Young plays for. I'm not saying this is his last season. I'm just saying after the Wizards, I don't see him.
He retires a Wizard.
Yes.
I'm comfortable giving that a B. I think I like a good take that has some longevity to it. You know, there was some thought behind this. Nobody else is going to want the defensive. It's probably not accurate, but I appreciate the thought behind it. I give it a rock solid B-.
I'll give it an A-, simply because again, we talked about this yesterday. What player in their right mind would list Washington as their preferred destination? I mean, if he wants to be in Washington, despite how pathetic the Wizards are, then yeah, he must love Washington for whatever reason. I don't understand it. I mean, most NBA stars chase rings. This guy's chasing the witness protection program, for crying out loud. And so I don't know why he wants to be in Washington, but yeah, he's a lifer. Give Jaden an A on that one.
I will. And
I wake up in the morning, I piss excellence.
It's definitely got some legs. I was talking to some of my NBA people, and they brought up a great point. Travis Schlenk is the head executive for the Atlanta Hawks. Mm-hmm. He's the guy who drafted Trae Young. I think they have a relationship, and Trae likes the fact that the front office guy believes in him.
I still say if I were the Washington Wizards, I would have said, what? You want to play for us? If you want to play for us, we don't want you. Because you're not about winning.
Can you give me the Groucho Marx quote one more time?
I don't want to be a member of a club that would have me as a member.
Well said. It doesn't really matter who's going to win the Peach Bowl tomorrow night, because whoever wins tonight in the Fiesta Bowl is going to win the national championship.
I mean, that's, first of all, highly predictable take from a Miami fan.
Right.
And I think the champion's coming from the other game. So, no, I'm going to give that a D.
I'll give it a C-. I think Miami's going to win the national championship. But most reasonable people like Kravitz are right. I think most people think that the Oregon-Indiana winner is going to win the national championship, but I happen to believe that Miami, with their trench play, is going to grind out a national championship. So I'll give you a C on that. Not even a C-.
Love some good trench play talk. Got me going.
Yeah. All right, last one. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers fired offensive coordinator Josh Grizzard today. Todd Bowles is on the hot seat. He'll do anything to save his job. Mike McDaniels is now an option at offensive coordinator. Mike McDaniels will stay in the state of Florida and save Todd Bowles' job and become the offensive coordinator of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
That's an A+.
A+.
That's great.
A+. I mean, that's an A+ take.
You really needed that to save your grade. That was really good.
That's an A+
hit all the marks.
Take. Yeah. The only thing that makes me question the accuracy of it is I don't know how. I mean, Todd Bowles is on the hot seat himself. Does he really want, another head coach there? Is he that secure in his position? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I would think he learned from the Bruce Arians tree, who was comfortable bringing in whoever to allow him to be successful. Todd Bowles was a former head coach that was brought on to the Bruce Arians staff. You can pay it forward.
Okay. Yeah, I like
Good
the
stuff.
take.
Well done, Jaden. Well done. You are welcome back to the class next week as well. We will continue to grade your takes. A champion is in our midst. We will talk to them in studio next.
Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Got to give a proper shout out to Mills Air, getting the Kravitz household feeling right ahead of the new year. A+ for them. The vents, the outdoor unit, the indoor unit, everything humming the way that it should. Mills Air will eliminate any problems that you have. Top-notch service, nothing but the best. Whether you need a new unit or an update to your existing unit, Mills Air can help keep your home cool, energy efficient, all while improving your indoor air quality at the same time at a price point that is fair to you. Call Leon and the crew, schedule your appointment, and tell them that Brandon Kravitz from Game On sent you by. 407-277-1159 and online at millsair.com.
Orlando, are you ready to rocket my favorite beach getaway? Hard Rock Hotel Daytona Beach is calling your name. Not even an hour's drive from downtown Orlando. You'll find modern luxury, legendary Hard Rock vibes, and that endless Florida sunshine. Even in the middle of winter, lounge by the oceanfront pool, grab a bite at their world-famous restaurant, or unwind at the spa. And when the sun sets, enjoy live music under the stars at their beachside band shell. For reservations, go to hardrockhotels.com/Daytona Beach.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Pizza's here.
Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
The one and only Monster Jam. The world's best drivers tear up the dirt in your favorite Monster Jam trucks like Gravedigger and more. Coming to Camping World Stadium this Saturday. Brought to you by BKT Tires, your local Ford dealers, Texas Roadhouse, and Morgan & Morgan.
New year, new opportunity to save lives. January is National Blood Donor Month, and there's never been a more important time to give. Blood donations are needed every day for patients in our community. Visit oneblood.org to find a location today. Give blood. Give life.
Join us daily on 96.9 The Game for your Embers Only Cigar of the Week. Brought to you by Corona Cigar Company. Luxury cigar lifestyle, fine spirits, and relaxation await at your nearest Corona cigar. Dr. Phillips, downtown, Heathrow, or online at coronacigar.com.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take Dayquil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Ugh, okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the Dayquil.
Undo your flu symptoms with Dayquil Intense Flu. Dayquil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
Dayquil Intense Flu. The daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Here's something most of us don't want to think about, but probably should. Clay Travis and Buck Sexton here for our friend Mike Lester and the team at Talon Wealth Management.
That thing we don't want to talk about is a will. If you don't have one, Mike and his team would like to help you out. They'll start you off with a comprehensive financial plan.
If you are 55 or over and have saved at least $250,000 for retirement, the Talon Comprehensive Financial Plan is complimentary. And when that plan's in hand, you will also receive the gift of a will and trust courtesy of Talon Wealth.
The folks at Talon Wealth are not attorneys, but they work with a group of attorneys who'll provide a will and trust at no charge to you. Reach out at 813-755-5000. 813-755-5000. One more time, that's 813-755-5000. And be sure and tell them that Clay and Buck sent you.
Advisory services offered through Talon Private Wealth, LLC, a SEC-registered investment advisor. The information provided is for educational and informational purposes only and should not be construed as legal, tax, or financial advice.
My son loves to fly kites, but my active psoriatic arthritis can sometimes hold me back. Now with Skyrizi to treat my skin and joints, I'm ready to go. Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults, helps with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. For those who also have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible with just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi today and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
Your freedom is everything, and the Trey Flynn Law Office is here to preserve it when the stakes are high. Trey is board certified at the state and federal level and is committed to winning and working for you. Trey is a trusted member of the Central Florida community. He's as polished and experienced a lawyer as you will find, and he's got all the stats to back it up. In sports, bad calls change games. In court, they change lives. Call Trey Flynn Law when you need a win in the clutch. 407-557-6350 or visit TreyFlynn.com.
I'm Raymond Arroyo. I'd like to invite you to my new podcast, Arroyo Grande. Discover life lessons, practical advice, and inspiring examples to live by as I sit with celebrities and thought leaders you'll absolutely love. Listen to Arroyo Grande wherever you get your podcasts.
In the morning,
we have breaking news coming to you live right now.
on the way home,
Heads up, we have an accident slowing things down on the freeway.
when you need us, we're there. News Radio WFLA, Orlando.
The college football playoff semifinals, those will kick off tonight. It'll be Miami taking on Ole Miss. That's at the Fiesta Bowl. UCF will continue to fill needs through the transfer portal. They signed former Monmouth wideout Josh Derry and ex-North Dakota State cornerback Jalen Duffy. And college basketball rolls on tonight when Stetson hosts Lipscomb. The Hatters coming off a weekend loss to Central Arkansas. I'm Scott Davidson.
This is Chris Broussard. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Discover.
Guess what? Discover's accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. You heard right, 99%. If you don't think so, maybe it's time to face facts. You're stuck in the past. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report, learn more at discover.com/creditcard.
Saturday, it's first round NFL playoff action as two bitter NFC North rivals clash when the Bears and Packers meet in a win-or-go-home battle at Soldier Field. Kickoff is 8 p.m. Catch every exciting moment of this year's NFL playoffs as it unfolds. Right here on your home for Super Bowl 60. FM 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and streaming on the absolutely free iHeart Radio app. Now back to Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
The Orlando Valkyries set the tip off the season this coming Friday. Oh, God, that's tomorrow. You kidding me? At Addition Financial Arena on the UCF campus. Great product. Go support these incredible athletes. Scoop up some tickets at provolleyball.com or on Ticketmaster. If you want to be part of the Game Heads section, you can text in right now. Next two that do are in on us, 50857. Joining us live in studio, our good friend, the head coach of the Orlando Valkyries, Amy Pauley. Welcome back, and a happy new season and a new year to you.
Thank you. It's my favorite radio show.
All right. I don't know how much competition we have, but Bianchi and I love flattery, don't we, Mike? Nothing better
There
than
are
that.
no other stations in town, so we are we have the market corner.
Well, we did run them all out of town, I think, that or the business itself. Either way, moving on. How was your off season?
It was good. It was exciting. Free agency went really well. We picked up some new pieces. I took a couple months to not think about volleyball, which was wonderful, and I feel like we were just right back at it in December. So it was good, though.
How many of the players will I recognize, folks that went out last year, will recognize from last year's championship team?
The majority of our starting lineup. So we kept our setter, Shampoo, our opposite, Brittany Abercrombie. They were the two MVPs for the season. And then our middles, we really upgraded, I think, on the outside and libero position. Those are the two main ones. So you should recognize pretty much half the team.
You know, I know what that is now, the libero, because of you. So
Yeah.
you have taught me well. We'll get back to volleyball in a second. I'm curious, what is your favorite sport to watch other than your own? Or do you watch another sport? Because I know that you are maniacally obsessed with what you do for a living.
Yeah, I watch
Do you
way
watch
too much
anything else?
volleyball. No, I do. I love college football. I went to Alabama, so sad to talk about right now,
Rough
but Roll
time of year for
Tide
you.
always. And then I love the Bulls. I love the Bears. I grew up in Chicago, so like you're not a sports person if you live in Chicago. So I love them all.
Typical Alabama fan. So sad that you only made the college football playoff but didn't win the championship.
At least we made it, thanks
Right.
to the committee.
Yes. Right. So you did play college volleyball at Alabama. You coached college volleyball for a number of years. Is it different coaching pros, or is college volleyball now the pros?
No, I think there's a huge difference. In college, you're definitely focused on the relationship building piece. You have so many things that you have to micromanage. Their tutors, what are they eating, all of the little things that go into their day to day. And the great thing about coaching the pros is it's just volleyball. I feel like I truly get to be in on the X's and O's, and I can expect more of them in that aspect as well because they've been doing it for a long time. So it's really a good jump. I've enjoyed it a lot. I think there's a big difference, though, yeah.
So you guys won the championship last year. The Orlando Pride won the championship last year. A great year for women's sports in the city. Beautiful. Where do you see this team and this league in the next, 3 to 5 years?
Yeah, great question. The league itself is growing. We added or are adding 3 new teams next year. So unfortunately, the Vegas Thrill folded this year, but we picked up the Dallas Pulse, which is great. And then starting in 2027, we have at least DC, Minnesota, and the Northern California area. So we're adding, we're expanding. I think there's a ton of interest. The ownership groups that we're bringing in too are like top tier. I mean, they're all owns pro sports teams already. So I think that just kind of goes to show the investment that people want to make and that they see this as being a long-term thing, not just a quick hit. So I'm really excited. I think the talent this year is better than ever in the league. So again, just another fun thing for the fans to watch.
We're talking to head coach Amy Pauley of the championship-winning Orlando Valkyries. Does that ever get old hearing that sort of
we don't
introduction?
talk about it anymore. So
you're on to next season.
Yeah,
that was
we're
last
done.
year.
Yeah, we've had a couple different press things since we've gotten back into market, and the team always laughs because when we had our first team meeting, I was like, all right, I don't want to hear about it anymore. I don't want to see the trophy anymore either, which I tell my front office all the time. But I get they have to do their job, and that's part of, showboating and bringing it around. But they all kind of look at it, touch it, laugh, and say, okay, on to the next thing. And Friday, tomorrow, is our first match, and we have a banner reveal. And so even, like, you ask our captains, they're like, yeah, guys, like, wave at the banner, and then it's game time. Turn around and stop thinking about it.
Kravitz, she's like Nick Saban. She doesn't want that rat poison. People tell her how good
Built by
they are.
Bama.
Yes, exactly. Apple doesn't fall far from the tree, I suppose. I was going to say bad news for you because they're dropping a banner tomorrow night, but I guess that's sort of unavoidable. If you were to elevator pitch the league, your team, maybe a combo of the two, for those that have not gone to the arena yet and seen you guys perform and what the league has to offer, what would you say to that individual?
I could talk about this team all day. One, they're just like standout human beings. So if you have a daughter or even a son, just amazing people for them to look up to. But if you're just a sports fan, I'm biased, but I think volleyball has the best athletes out of all the sports. Like, we jump high, we're fast, we hit the ball hard, they're super strong. And I think volleyball is just a very exciting sport. And so I kind of equate it to football a little bit. It's fast plays and there's a lot of contact or hard hitting. Like, maybe you're not making contact with another person, but you are with the floor, or you're putting heat on that ball at 50 to 60 miles per hour in a 30-foot court. So stand there and dig a ball that's 15 feet away from you. So I think that it's really exciting for fans, and they just fall in love with it really fast.
It took me no time at all. It is our favorite live sport to go to with my wife and my son, and he's already excited to go see Val again, the mascot.
Yay.
And yeah, we're excited about that. You have joined me on the air many times over the last couple of years, and something that you started doing, which I greatly appreciate, it's how I know the term libero in volleyball, is Amy will teach us a lesson about the game of volleyball. So I don't know if you came prepared for this, but you know the game like it's the palm of your hand, so I'm sure you can come up with something. Do you have a lesson for us that can help teach us about the game of volleyball?
Okay, I would need like a full whiteboard to completely break this one down, but I think a lot of times people watch and they go, why does a player have to stand over here this time, but then they can go stand over there at that time? There is a certain rotation that you have to follow, which is why the serving is always serving in order. So like 6 will follow 12, and then 14 will serve after 12, and that always has to be in the same order. But the flip side of that is when the team is serving, you can go stand wherever you want. So you don't have to follow a single rotation anymore when you're serving. Good luck figuring that out.
Next time, we're going to bring the whiteboard in for that.
Kravitz, ask her if she has a. We're big into inspirational quotes. Do you have like a inspirational quote that you tell your team or
an inspirational quote?
Like
go out there and
like
somebody.
coaches always have things written on the locker room wall.
The quote that always sticks out to me, I don't know if it's inspirational, but I think about it in my highs and my lows, is my father always told me, no one feels sorry for you but your mother.
I think that's great.
So when I'm feeling great, I'm feeling good. And when I feel down, I just think, well, call your mom because she's the only one that cares. So I don't know. It's a little blue collar Chicago, but that has gotten me through a lot of ups and downs.
That works for me. Amy Pauly.
I don't know if that's inspirational or depressing.
It depends on how you take it. And if you are self-motivated, it's going to be inspirational for you.
I think of one. It reminds me of one from Lamar Jackson years ago. He stood at the podium and somebody asked him, I don't even remember what the question was, but he said, nobody cares, work harder. That was the
100%.
quote. It was just you. No one cares about your problems. Maybe your mom does. Head coach Amy Pauly of the Orlando Valkyries. You can go and get tickets for the upcoming match tomorrow or for the season, provolleyball.com, or head to Ticketmaster. Just type in Orlando Valkyries. They'll pop right up. We have our own section, and we invite you to join us at the match. It's the Game Head section. You can text in 50857 if you want to be a part of that. Amy, so good to see you again. Thank you.
Thank you.
Our show rolls along as we continue to preview Miami, Ole Miss, up next.
Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz. We'll be back right after this.
This is your Tools Ace Hardware Assist of the night. How good can this Magic team be? Well, with a little help from the right people, the sky is the limit for Paolo and company.
Now Paolo on the run out. He'll lay it up and in and one.
If you're gearing up for game day, Tools Ace is your MVP for grilling greatness. From Big Green Egg to Traeger, they've got everything you need to fire up the flavor. With 14 Central Florida locations, including their brand new store in Windermere, Tools Ace is your neighborhood home maintenance expert, the helpful place every night and your best stop before the game. ToolsAceHardware.com and go Magic.
Open left wing, 3-ball up, that's in. That ball's snapping around. This team is hard to beat.
In sports, communication matters. The best teams don't miss assignments or signals. At home, communication matters too, especially when something breaks. In Florida heat, you don't want voicemail or confusion. When your AC goes out, responsiveness separates the good companies from the great ones. That's why I call Ziegler Air Conditioning. Jason and his crew have been serving Central Florida for 40 years, and they still answer the phone with a real person. No phone trees, no endless prompts, just someone ready to help. Ziegler installed my system, they maintain it twice a year, and they make sure it's running efficiently and staying under warranty. They don't push upgrades or rush decisions. They focus on service. Like when my AC failed on a recent hot holiday weekend, while other companies never responded, Ziegler Air answered and sent a technician quickly. That kind of reliability doesn't happen by accident. Give them a call, 407-245-8765. That's 407-245-8765. Ziegler Air Conditioning. Don't ever lose your cool.
There's an accident blocking the right lane, State Route 50 eastbound at Pine Hills Road. Heavy delays on I-4 westbound between the Beach Line and 535, and you're also tapping the brakes Florida's Turnpike southbound between Greenway and Osceola Parkway. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Katie Wilkins.
This report is sponsored by Bet Online.
Bowl season is here, and Bet Online gives you more ways to play. With the latest odds, breaking news, live scores, and in-game action, you will never miss a moment of the college bowl season and pro football playoffs. Bet Online. The game starts here.
I'm worth more.
I'm worth a little more.
You bet I'm worth more.
You know what? You're right. And we want to pay more at Give Me the VIN, because good cars are worth more, and so are you. For top price, trust, and ease of transaction, GiveMeTheVIN.com, America's best car buyer.
The real story in lab-grown diamonds is the outrageous markups other jewelers are charging for them.
That's Brian Stamey, Vice President of International Diamond Center.
Jewelry stores are marking up lab-grown diamonds as much as 800%. It's insane.
So instead of continuing to see customers overpay, IDC is changing the game.
For our customers, we have secured direct access to a wholesaler of fine quality lab-grown diamonds. Every size, every shape. IDC will facilitate the purchase at wholesale pricing directly from the grower. Look, we will always stand behind natural diamonds. But if a customer wants a lab-grown option, we can at least make sure they aren't being price gouged.
International Diamond Center.
For over 4 decades, IDC has stood for one thing above all, protecting our customers. No games, no inflated prices, just the diamond you want at the fair price you deserve.
So don't overpay. If you want a lab-grown diamond, come to IDC and save thousands. International Diamond Center, Altamont Springs, Mullet, Millennia, and Waterford Lakes. Online, shopidc.com.
Catch the 96.9 The Game Street Team, powered by Farrah and Farrah, Orlando's personal injury attorneys at events throughout Central Florida, for your chance to win prizes and tickets to upcoming events. For a complete listing of events, go to 969thegame.com/events.
Orlando Magic basketball lives here on 96.9 The Game, and your game day Magic coverage is powered by IBEW Local 606, powering and serving Central Florida for over 75 years. For more info, head to IBEWLocal606.org and go Magic.
We finally switched to T-Mobile because with them, we can be connected here and there.
¡Listos todos! Estas son las mañanitas.
Now we just need to harmonize.
Switch today. Get 4 Samsung Galaxy S25 phones with Galaxy AI. Plus, get 4 lines for just $25 per line. Visit a store, T-Mobile.com, or call 1-800-T-Mobile. With 24 monthly bill credits, 4 new lines, and 4 eligible trade-ins. For well-qualified customers with auto-pay plus taxes, fees, and $35 per line connection charge. Credits and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement required.
Follow The Game on Facebook at 96.9 The Game. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Want to save some money in 2026? Stop paying for apps you don't need. The iHeart Radio app is completely free. Live radio stations, music playlists for everything, and the most podcasts on the planet. The #1 app for radio is free. iHeart Radio. Listen now.
Sound familiar? At Mattress Firm, we understand there are many problems that can keep you up at night, like snoring, aches and pains, or sleeping hot. Our sleep experts have the unrivaled know-how to match you with a mattress that can help. And now upgrade to a Tempur-Pedic and get a $300 instant gift, plus next-day delivery. For the great sleep you deserve, visit Mattress Firm. We make sleep easy. Restrictions apply. Next-day delivery available on select mattresses and subject to location. See store for details.
At Straight Talk, we get it. You say no a lot.
Mom, can I get a tarantula?
No.
Coffee?
No. So we're giving you more reasons to say yes, like a free 5G phone with real unlimited data with select plan activation.
Can I use the free phone?
Yes. See? Doesn't it feel good to say yes to more?
Absolutely. Face tattoo?
Absolutely not. Available at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Taxes and fees apply. In-store activation of Gold Unlimited plan or higher required. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz.
I get the Buccaneers keeping Todd Bowles, right? He's won 3 division titles in a row, didn't win it this year. I do think he's benefited from being in a weak division. Go look at his record. It's about 500. Kravitz, for the life of me, I do not understand Mike McDaniel keeping his job. Maybe he is some great play caller, but he's not a good leader. What do I call him? Mortimer Schnurd. He's Mortimer Schnurd. He's great when he's alone in his mom's basement drawing up ball plays, all right? But when you put him in front of a group of men in the locker room or in front of the media, God forbid, he turns into a stammering, bumbling, awkward idiot savant. He's an idiot savant.
Listen to Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz weekdays starting at 3 p.m. on FM 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and streaming on the iHeart Radio app. WYGM Orlando, WJRR HD2, Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human.
This is Jonathan Isaac of the Orlando Magic. Way to rebound from that commercial break, guys. Now back to Bianchi and Kravitz.
Hey, you looking for free beer before the game? Big one tonight. Go to Wing House, order any half-pound burger at a regular price, get a free 16-ounce domestic beer or a soda, wash that puppy down. It's the perfect way to fuel up before the big football weekend hits. How? Indeed. Is there anything better than juicy burgers? How about cold drinks? What? How about beautiful girls?
What?
How about what? How about the Wing House vibe that you know and love? Wing House, good food, beautifully served. Mike, how good is Amy Pauley on the air?
She was awesome. I've heard you when you were doing the afternoon show with Tea Time. I heard you guys interview her, and she was good. But just to be able to ask her questions, and yeah, she's awesome. Awesome.
She is an absolute star. I honestly believe, I was telling her this when I was walking them out, when she's done coaching, she needs to get into radio. She'd be so good at this. Great personality, and it's always refreshing to hear a female voice on the airwaves that is dominated by dopes like us. So thanks to them, the Valkyries, for coming into studio. So Mike McDaniel's been fired. Mike, I have prepared for you a simulation of what it sounded like when he was handed the pink slip from Stephen Ross. Okay.
Okay.
Let me get into my Mortimer Schnurf voice. Oh, Stephen. It appears as though my avatar is being deleted from the game. I can't dispute your conclusion to this algorithm that you've reached. But I tried to start a new quarterback, and alas, regression errors persisted. I'll see myself out. I think that probably sounded like that.
Yeah, except you didn't have enough uhs in there.
I wonder if Stephen Ross was like, listen, you have 30 seconds, make a case for yourself. And he was like, well, you know, it's, if you were to, Stephen Ross goes, time is up. Damn it. So close to spitting out an entire sentence. So close.
Too bad he got fired. I think he should have been fired, but too bad he got fired because the Prodigy made a great promo of us ranting.
I know. Yeah, what a waste of time. Now he has to delete it. It just aired, and that was it. That's the last time you'll ever hear that one.
Yeah, it had like an airtime of like 12 hours, maybe.
Yeah, the idiot savant goes back to his mom's basement now where he can just, watch tape and draw up ball plays. That's what he's good at.
That's right. Yeah, he'll be up at 3 a.m. eating uncrusted peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, breaking down game film.
Prime time's right. I think the Bucs may hire him as the offensive coordinator. Why wouldn't they?
Somebody's gonna. The Lions apparently have already made contact with Mike McDaniel, and Dan Campbell's looking to revamp his staff.
The Meathead and Mortimer Schnurd on
what
the
a
same
combo. That's like a tag team in wrestling. Coming up next, huge news regarding the soccer scene in Orlando, Florida. We're going to pause for a moment, let the talented folks at Fox Sports Radio get you all caught up with the latest in sports. We are back at it. Big story coming up 60 seconds away right here on Game On. Don't go anywhere.